Hey, Jefi, how are you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited about
That's
this.
good. I am totally excited about this, everybody. It is
Yeah.
messy in the middle, and we've got a little special feature today called
Mm-hmm.
10 Minute Takedown.
Wham!
Je- Bam! Jefi, you want to talk about 10 Minute Takedown and what that is?
Yeah. So Ed and I have been doing these podcasts, and sometimes I feel like sometimes people just want the frickin' meat and potatoes. They don't want to listen to us banter and chat. And we think we're funny, but you guys might not. So we just
We
wanted
know we're
to.
funny. We know we're funny.
That's the confidence in you, mister. Um, we are kind of funny. Anyway, what we want to do is we want to be able to have these 10 minutes or less. So if you're just thinking, oh, okay, I just want to get the dial in on a pie party, or I just want to get the dial in on a, listing appointment, whatever it might be. And we're going to do a whole bunch of them. You can just look for the 10-minute takedowns and they will be part of a series that we do throughout the years that we do this.
That's it. So this is the
So
first one. So save
it's
it for
number
the
one.
archives. They'll be
Aren't you
talking about
guys
it.
lucky?
Very.
We'll be talking about it, Ed.
We'll be talking about it. So the first 10 minutes, so we're chewing up our minutes here.
Yeah.
So the first 10-minute takedown is going to be
Yep.
called Pie Party Debrief. And there are
Yep.
four topics.
Yep.
We're going to subtopics in this. 1, reach out. 2, behind the scenes. 3, wins and wackadoos. Jeffy
That's
came
my
up with
word.
that one.
That's my word, by the way. Wackadoos means, the crap that goes wrong, but we
The
decided to
crap
call it a
that goes
wackadoo.
wrong.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay,
then
what's the fourth?
4 is follow up.
Okay.
So with that, I'm going to start
Okay.
the
Start your timer.
timer.
We're starting our
And we're
timers, guys, so
starting
that we can
now.
hang on.
Boom.
Hang on. I'm not ready. Here we go.
Timer's
All right,
going.
mine's going. Okay. Ready,
Okay.
set, go, Ed.
All right. So reach out. We went into depth
Yep.
on this on episode 3, so you can get a real overall on that. But these are just kind of the highlights. So
Yep.
the key thing, I used paperless post for the reach out and followed
I
up
did
with an
too.
audit. You did? Oh, you did paperless post too? Didn't
Yeah,
know
I
that.
did. I tried that instead of Evite. I'm
Evite?
going back to Evite. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is. My clients kept messing up on the paperless post. It costs money for the paperless post where Evite is free. I just think maybe the learning curve, maybe I didn't do it right, but I'm going back to Evite. It makes sense to everybody. I like it. That's what I'm going to do. It doesn't look as cool as yours though.
Got it. Yeah. So paperless
Okay.
post looks cool. We sent those out. I sent them out 3 weeks prior. Had a good RSVP rate that worked.
Mm-hmm.
Then I called in as well as sent an additional paperless post out 3 days prior to lock in my RSVPs. And then I sent
Right.
for my key, multiple refer clients, I sent the invite via text as well to make sure that they were on top of it. How about you, Jefi?
Okay. So I did the paperless post. I did a text after to anybody who hadn't responded to the original invite. I did not make phone calls. So that was a big difference between the two of us. Then, day of, I sent out a text to every person that was coming with the location, the time, and saying I was super stoked to see them. So, and in the grand scheme of things, I only had 2 people not come that were RSVP'd, and they let me know they weren't coming from that text, and we're going to drop the pie off. So I feel like it was tight. It was good.
And was new for you sending the text as the follow up, correct?
No,
Or
I
have you done
normally
that?
send, yeah, I normally send a text. The biggest thing that I didn't do this time that I'm sure I'll regret a little bit is that I did not make the phone calls, and it was just because I just didn't have a balanced life going on for the last couple of
Yeah.
weeks. So that's the biggest difference of something that I normally do and didn't do.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
followed all those same steps and did the text as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a client who went into labor yesterday, so she couldn't make it. So
Oh
we're
my gosh.
But they let me know. But they
Yeah,
let
that's
me
awesome.
know. So
Make sure you
that's
take
great.
that pie to the hospital. All right.
Exactly. Next,
It's been 3 minutes. So let's go on to behind the scenes.
behind the
I'll start.
scenes. So you
I'll
start.
start with behind the scenes. Okay, so I'm going to work it backwards. So yesterday evening, I got out of my car in downtown La Mesa and I'm walking to the place we decided to have our event, which was a pizza place, which was awesome because we did pies and pies. Talk a little bit about that in episode 3. Um, and I get out of the car and I'm like, what am I forgetting? Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? And literally, the team had done everything. I only had my purse, and I walked in, and everything was ready to go. And that to me was such a huge win for me and for the team because I didn't get in their way, which I get in people's, especially my team's way a lot. Like, oh, let's try this, let's do that, and they just ran it, and they were freaking stellar. So if you guys are listening, I love you. Okay, number 2, behind the scenes. Raquel goes to Costco. We do Costco pies, and they're massive. These humongo Costco pies,
Yeah.
and just cost wise, it's way more effective. So she and her husband go. I offered, by the way. She said no, thank you. I don't know why she doesn't like hanging out with me behind the scenes, but she
Oh,
doesn't. She definitely
I
is
know
like, I'll
why.
choose my husband over you.
Yeah, I know why.
Okay, so she's got 2 flat carts walking through Costco filled with, we had I think we ended up with 75 pies, 75 pies. So she's pushing them through Costco, and people are pulling them off her cart because they think she works there. and then last night at the party, one of my clients saw, I think I saw Raquel and stole a pie off her cart, and I thought she worked there. So how funny is that? Like, my client's the one stealing the pie, and I'm like, why are you buying a pie? I'm giving you a pie. How
That's
many
so funny.
Costco million-sized pies do you need? But
That's
anyway,
so
so
funny.
that was a little bit of my behind the scenes. What about you?
Okay, behind the scenes. So, of course, I wake up the morning of the event and I reach out to my team and I said, "You guys are going to kill me, but I want to do the Instagram tag contest like Jefi. So we're going to make that happen today." And there was
Uh-huh.
like no collateral, nothing, to do that. And they're like, "You're out of your gourd."
Uh-huh.
And I said, "No, we're
But
going to make that
your
happen."
collateral looked good. It looked good.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
And
see
so
how
we
it
have
turned out.
we have a graphic artist on staff, and they're like, "Well, you have to talk to Susie." And I'm like, "She's going to love me for this." So, I just texted her and I did the same thing. It's like, "You're going to want to jab a fork in my head, but this is what I'd like to do." And she's like, "Oh yeah, no problem. That's a great idea." So they thought I was walking on water, that that I didn't have any issues with that.
Uh-huh.
So I
Yeah,
kind of did
that's
I
awesome.
called an audible in the morning, and
Hmm.
then got that going. And then our pie story is we pick them up at a local market here called Fresh Market, and they had them all boxed up this year. It was super easy. And of course, as they're taking them through the store, they dump a box off and it like crushed 20 pies. And they're like, oh, so they had to like open it up and go. I wasn't there for this. I would have lost
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're at 3 minutes, so we got to get to the next. So that
Okay.
was that. All right,
Okay. All right.
wins and
Hey,
wackadoos.
wins and wackadoos. Okay, so let's rapid fire this one. Let's try this. So, win with the social media for me was everybody was on board to send a picture either from that night or from Thanksgiving Day and tag Joe or I in that. And they were into it. The wackadoo for that one was that the little pieces that we set on the tables explaining it wasn't that specific. So I got a lot of texts from people with pictures instead of social media posts. So I need to get better at that.
Okay, so win for us, we got that contest off and we had a QR code in there, which was awesome.
Oh,
So all you had to do was hold it up and it launched
I'm
to
writing
my
that.
Instagram. Oh yeah, raise the bar. Yeah, so that's good. The bad news is I don't think
Write
anybody's
that.
doing it. So it's like,
So you had all the
uh,
goodies, but you didn't get any.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
anything yet, so we'll see.
All
I mean, I'm
right.
gonna,
We'll have to
there's gonna
see.
be more coming on Insta on that. We'll We'll see. So that was win
Okay.
loss. Give me another one real
That's
quick.
okay. Win would be that for the very first time we had 100 people, not the very first time I had 100 people, but the very first time I felt like I could mingle really well because we were at a restaurant, everybody was sitting and I was walking. So it was kind of cool that I felt like, okay, I can at least have some time. Wackadoo for me is that I like more in depth conversation. So a whole lot of small talk is not that exciting for me. And I really like to connect with people more. So I said to one of my clients, hey, do you think I should do 15 minutes? Like everybody comes in 15-minute intervals so we can chat. And he said to me, what makes you think everybody wants to chat with you?
Yeah, that's right. You want to chat with yourself, so
Yeah,
that's
you want to
good.
chat. So there's that one.
Okay, so and then real quick for me, when I felt, I wrote, personal notes to everybody um,
Yeah,
on
huge
that, and
win.
I felt so great after expressing that much gratitude in 2 days.
Mm,
Like you
mm-hmm,
express gratitude from your heart to
mm-hmm.
100 people, it
Fills you
just
up.
goes that it just fills you up. So
Yeah.
that's great. On the Wackadoo, we need a better kind of check-in process and getting the pies
Mm,
and the
mm-hmm.
booze that we hand out distributed.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
that. Follow up.
Win. Nope. I'm gonna do one more. Sorry, Ed.
You got
Trumping
30
you.
seconds.
Okay. One of the wins was we had Raquel wrote on a check off list on the table with all the pies, and people grab their pies. They just cross their names off. It made it perfect, but I also didn't have personal cards on there. Wackadoo is I definitely want to do a toast next year. So during the meat and potatoes of the event, I want to stand up and do a toast to everybody. So at least there's some sort of like, okay, there's Jefi, you know, okay, thank you for coming. We love you, whatever.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah,
Definitely a
so a
toast
toast. Yeah.
is a great idea. And
Okay.
my timer is going off, so we
All
are
right,
done.
we're done. You don't want to do follow up?
Well, let's do it. We're gonna go. These are bonus round minutes, so we'll give a quick follow up.
Okay. All right,
So
follow up.
follow up. Let me just do a real quick one. I have been texting everybody today
Ooh, love that.
as a thank you. They've already got their card, but it says, "Hey, so great to connect. I mixed a little something in." And then I
Yeah.
get the referral in there. I said, just so you know, we're gearing up for 2022.
Yeah.
Keep us in mind for your friends and family. And we've added Renee. So we're also including these markets.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
Follow up for me. I will over this long weekend because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I will be sending out love notes to all my clients that came, just wishing them a happy Thanksgiving, telling them how much I enjoyed being with them, and so that will happen. But I most likely won't do all of those today. Um, Another follow up is that Joe, my business partner, he conveniently leaves town every Thanksgiving. So I end up doing these client events by myself. Joe, you're in trouble. Anyway, it's a lot of fun, but the two of us need to sit down together and for a lot of our joint clients, we need to figure out what we're going to do for them. And then the last follow up is that I'm leaving town for Christmas. And so I want to make sure that I touch all my A pluses, A's, and B's before I go. So people who did not make it that normally would get something from me in December that won't because I won't be here. I want to make sure I have a voice to voice with them.
That's great. And I'll tell you one
Yeah.
thing that I do with that, just as an idea
Yeah.
for everybody, take it or leave it, is I'll look at my list and see who didn't make it of my A
Mm-hmm.
pluses and A's, and
Mm-hmm.
they're the first to get Christmas or holiday wrapping paper.
That's
And so
awesome.
those go out as a pop by. So you could have your team run behind that too.
That's a great idea. That's a
So
great idea. Well, high five,
cool.
mister. We just went over
Boom.
just a little bit. Boom.
Yeah. All right.
Rapid
And
fire.
that's rapid fire 10-minute plus a few takedown. And we'll see you next time.
See you next
And
time, guys.
feel free to send us topics you want us to cover. Take care. Bye.
Okay.